Welcome everyone, this is Andre's Restart, and this time we are talking a little bit about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's Booster Course Pass, the final wave. Now today is just a brief little video. I want to put out a little bit of my speculation on when Wave 6 is going to come out. But before I do, let me point out that we are still aiming to reach 50,000 subscribers, so if you do enjoy my content, please subscribe and hit the notification bell, and enjoy the ride as we talk about Nintendo every day. So looking at the 5 prior waves, there are some things I've noticed that could give us a hint as to what to expect, but it may not be so clear-cut. Because looking at Wave 1 and 2, the way they handled those waves is different compared to how they handled Waves 3 through 5. So with Wave 1, they announced the Booster Course Pass, February 9th, that earlier Nintendo Direct of 2022, and then the wave came out on March 28th. So we had to wait about 5 weeks. But then for Wave 2, there wasn't a typical sort of June Nintendo Direct, the E3 time we've come to expect over the years. And we didn't get an update on Wave 2 until the end of July. July 28th, they announced the release date for Wave 2, and then a week later, August 4th, it came out. But starting with Wave 3, we had a typical General Nintendo Direct, September 13th of 2022. And that's when they gave us a little bit of a teaser for what to expect. They didn't showcase the full content of Wave 3. And then, a fair bit later, about 9 weeks later, November 21st, they put out the reveal date trailer for Wave 3. And then 2 weeks after that, December 7th, it came out. And so since Wave 3, Nintendo has started to follow a similar pattern. So with Wave 4, when we got the General Nintendo Direct on February 8th to begin 2023, they gave us a little bit of a teaser for Wave 4, but it wasn't until March 2nd where they showcased most of the content that would be in Wave 4, and also gave us the release date, which was March 9th, a week later. And then for Wave 5, they followed a similar sort of style. We got a June Nintendo Direct on the 21st. They teased a little bit of the content. Then about a couple weeks later on July 6th, they gave us the release date trailer, and then about a week later, it came out. So I expect Wave 6 will be following a similar pattern. We've gone the September Nintendo Direct of this year on the 14th. They teased a little bit of the content. They announced that there'd be 4 new characters, and they showcased the 1 track. So I expect we're going to have a reveal date trailer first that will showcase the content, and then about a week or 2 later, then it will come out. So the big question is, when are we getting that reveal date trailer? Well, interestingly, it looks like maybe the way Nintendo handled Wave 3, that final wave of 2022, may be similar to how Nintendo is going to handle Wave 6, the final wave of 2023, and just the overall final wave overall for the Booster Course Pass. So we had a September 13th Direct last year, and this year we had a September 14th Direct. Very similar timing here. And I'm recording this on October 22nd, so it's been about 5 weeks since we got the initial info on Wave 6. And there still hasn't been an announcement. So it's looking like it is indeed going to be similar to Wave 3, where we had to wait longer than a month between the initial tease and the reveal date trailer. But in the case of Wave 3, it wasn't just a month, it was more than 2 months. Which may mean we still have a ways to go before we get any info on Wave 6. Mario Wonder did just come out, so perhaps they want to ride on the momentum for Mario Wonder for a little bit before they move on to talking about Wave 6. But what's interesting about this is that in November, there's even more Mario content coming out. We have WarioWare Shake It on November 3rd, and then Super Mario RPG on November 17th. Now, Mario Wonder is the bigger deal, so of the 3 games that I think Nintendo would perhaps think about holding off on talking about Wave 6, it would be Mario Wonder. So I am thinking we're probably not going to get a Wave 6 update until sometime in November, and we're more likely to be following a similar pattern to Wave 3 from last year. But I will also say, looking at how Nintendo has handled Waves 4 and 5, when we got the reveal date trailer, it was only a week before the actual wave would come out. So looking at November, when would be the best time for Nintendo to announce the final wave? If they announce it in the first full week of November, so after WarioWare Shake It, sometime between the 6th and the 10th, then they'd be opening themselves up for Wave 6 to come out in the same week as Super Mario RPG, which I just don't think is likely. So really, that kind of puts us in a position where maybe they don't talk about Wave 6 until that last full week of November, which they may do, and that would pretty much mean that Wave 6's timing between the initial tease and the release date trailer would be about the same as Wave 3 from last year, but the only difference I'm kind of predicting here is that instead of having us wait 2 weeks, we'll just wait a week for it to come out. So maybe sometime between the 20th and the 24th of November, we get the reveal date trailer, but that reveal date will be a date between the 27th of November through the 1st of December. The one concern I have here, though, is that because it's not a full week of a month, they may wait until the next week where we have a full week of a month, because typically Nintendo likes to do things during a full week of a month and not a week that transitions from one month to another. If that seems like something that shouldn't matter to you, well, maybe you're right, and perhaps when we do finally get details on how Wave 6 is handled, we'll have a better idea if Nintendo does care about those full weeks or not. But I'm going to maintain my optimism that we're going to get Wave 6 at least 1 week sooner this year compared to last year. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. This is Andre's Restart. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and I'll see you all really soon. Take care. Bye.